Like, we've got to say that Dawn of the FIM to the International Racing Association were working round the clock 24/7 throughout lockdown to make sure we had a World Championship, and they've done an outstanding job. Some breaking news coming from the Repsol Honda team on their social media feed. Alex Marquez back in the box and has avoided any serious injuries.
Phew.
Rider okay.
That's
so
good.
There's a lot of relieved faces down in the Repsol Honda garage. There's no news on whether Marc Marquez has parked his RC 213V for the rest of the weekend, but the positive news is that at least Alex Marquez looks like he's going to be fit for his second MotoGP race tomorrow.
The battle for pole is on. Count Taka Nakagami out of that, by the way, based on what we've seen so far this weekend. He's top 2 sessions. If he tops this one, it would be something else, wouldn't it? There's Maverick, Fabio, Jack, Pecco, Taka. Here comes Maverick Vinales then. Second here on Sunday. Second on the grid here on last Saturday. Can he go one better? Surely, in these conditions, in this heat, we can't see a 1:35. I mean, I'd be staggered if we do. But the pace has been seriously hot in MotoGP so far today. Will we see somebody brand new in on pole position? Because it just seems like a familiar sight. It's either Marc Marquez, Maverick Vinales or Fabio Quartararo that seems to be on pole position in MotoGP of late.
Yeah, they were the only 3 men to take poles, weren't they, throughout 2019. Fabio Quartararo kept his golden run going last weekend in qualifying. Was he now 14 career front row starts and just 20 Premier Class appearances? 7 of those poles. He's been on the front row in the last 8 Grand Prix. Fabio Quartararo. Pole today would make him the first Yamaha rider to take pole in the first 2 races of a MotoGP season since Jorge Lorenzo back in 2012. Long time ago.
There you go. Jorge will be listening.
Well, he bigged him up yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah. So here we are then, time for qualifying. Fabio Quartararo, used yesterday as a test, straight back into action this morning with some brilliant pace. What can he deliver? Brand new hard front, no surprise. Soft rear, Pol Espargaro, vital for Pol Espargaro to be on the front 2 rows, and if ideally he could get himself on the front row, he's got a fighting chance of getting a podium.
Well, what he learned last weekend was he doesn't want to get stuck behind the Ducatis. If he can now qualify a couple of those Dukes, then he's got a much better chance, because it was such hard work to overtake the GP20s last weekend. And of course, when he was in that group, front tyre pressure and temperature went through the Ducatis. Well, keep an eye on Pol Espargaro, because yesterday he was talking big. If we like, I can fight for a great result, he said. Translated, that means he thinks he can fight for the podium.
Here is Brad Binder. I should just point out, you know, despite all these heroics and what we're talking about, Brad, how comfortable he looks in just his second ever Grand Prix. His qualifying record in Grand Prix racing is actually absolutely appalling. His last pole position, even with his great Moto2 records, was in Moto3 in 2015.
It's due one then, isn't it?
Just
long
a bit.
overdue a Tissot
Can you
watch.
imagine if he landed pole here today?
That would be a shock.
41.5 from Pol Espargaro. That's not a time that's going to be setting pole position. And Brad Binder immediately takes it off from a 37.9. You've got to think a pole will be a 36 here. So we'll see what happens. Fabio Quartararo, that's not quick enough. 37.5 from Bagnaia, that's a bit better. 37.9 then from Petrucci, that puts him second for now.
KTM have never had a dry race front row start, have they, in MotoGP? Have they? Zarco got a front row in
What
those
about
sort of
Misano?
sketchy... Oh, of course, yeah, Pole, wasn't it? Yeah, Pol Espargaro. Yeah, that wasn't the dry when he got behind Maverick, wasn't it? I wonder if we're trying the same tactic here today.
It looks like Maverick might be the first rider to get close to a 36 here. Franco Morbidelli for now goes to second place, 37.7. He hopes the checker flag comes out now. Cross the line for Vinales then, and he goes pole, 37.217. There's more to come yet.
Yeah, certainly from Fabio Quartararo, who's got seriously good rhythm going. Pecco Bagnaia as well. Shouldn't rule him out of the front row battle. He had a career best MotoGP qualifying last weekend, 4th on the grid with the Italian. As we pick up Binder again now, this is coming into the stadium section, turn 9. That's where brother Darren crashed out of podium contention in Moto3 1 week ago.
How is this guy a rookie? Look at him.
Well, he looks anything but a rookie, doesn't he? It's not a guy that's in his second MotoGP race. It looks like he's in his second season. Look at the movement on that front tyre as well. On the gas through turn 12.
Oh, this is is excellent to watch. On to the start-finish straight we go. Number 33, Brad Binder comes across the line. He'll go on the front row. Third place, 37.5. There goes Fabio Quartararo, 37.3. Second for him.
Massive gap as well between the two Yamahas. We saw their supremacy in time attack mode this morning. Bagnaia goes second though. He splits Vinales and Quartararo. Following the master, Valentino Rossi. 37.289 from Pecco Bagnaia, on course for potentially his first front row start in MotoGP.
Here comes Taka Nakagami is about to go on to the second row if he can see this lap through.
Taka, the time attacker, here he comes. This would be awesome for Taka Nakagami. What was his best previous qualifying in MotoGP? He's certainly not had a front row.
Has he been about 5th or 6th maybe, I think?
Yes, 6th he was, of course, in the Red Bull Ring, wasn't he? That was the first time he qualified in the top 6. Vinales extends his advantage. 37.102. Daylight now between Vinales and the chasing pack. Bagnaia almost 2/10 down.
It's a lot hotter in this afternoon session compared to FP3. Could be tough to get into any sort of mid-36s here as we look at a replay of Brad Binder.
Oh,
knee
beautiful.
down,
Look
elbow down, back coming round. That is a shot.
That's one that he's going to want to get framed and put on the mantelpiece. Look at that, what a beauty. Absolutely awesome.
Oh.
Tyres gripping again.